The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good evening, everyone. I want to welcome you to the April version of my Psychic Hour. And I've got to tell you, I'm really extremely happy to see so many people here, given the fact that we are competing with the one of the most major events on television today. So I'm very grateful that you're here instead of glued to the TV screen. Thank you for being here, folks. We're going to have a wonderful evening tonight. We've got so much to talk about. You've got tons of questions. I can feel them. Some of you were keeping me awake last night. So we've got some very powerful psychics here in this group, too, which is really kind of exciting. I want to start this evening, as I usually do, just by going around my perimeter of my screen here and going across some of the things that are coming up. First of all, if obviously you know my website, sandyanastasi.com, or you wouldn't have registered for this event. But do visit that website periodically because I've got tons of things that are coming up. It's constantly changing. Also, a reminder that I do have a mobile app. So if you have the app on your telephone, you'll be able to read my entire newsletter and any of the classes that you download. You can see your whole library right online in your app, even if you're dealing with a telephone like this. It's just a wonderful little tool. If you have a problem downloading some of the audios in the VIP section, I've had a couple of people complain about that. It may be that you've got an older phone. Those audios may not be downloadable on your phones if you've got an older phone, but they are still downloadable into your computer. So the VIP section is still great to join. And if you have a new phone, no problem. Those audios will download to your phone just like just like all the other things on the website do. I want to just advertise this, folks. I'm very, very excited. I'm going to be on Luminescence, Common Sense Spirituality with Sharon Lynn Wyeth. And Sharon, I see you here this evening, so thank you for joining me. It's always an honor to have you here with me. The show is going to be on May 13th at 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I hope you're going to be able to join us. And we're going to be talking, Sharon and I, about psychic protection and why it's so necessary for us to be using it these days. And as always, when Sharon and I get into a conversation, the spectrum is going to probably cover the entire rainbow of possibility having to do with psychic energy and psychic protection and what it is and how you do it. And I'm not going to tell you any more about that because that show is coming up pretty quickly. But I do want you to join me there if you can possibly do it. And Sharon also has all of her shows archived on both her website and also on Om Times Radio. So guess what? If you do miss it, you're still going to be able to hear the archived version of it. And it's going to be well worth listening to. So I'm excited. Sharon, thank you for having me. Okay, and VIPs, I know there are a lot of you here. I recognize your names, so a lot of you are here tonight are also in my VIP. Our next coaching call, just make a note of it, is May 13th. And the next Psychic Hour, everyone who's here, please write it down and sign up for it if you haven't signed up yet, is going to be on May 23rd, so it's just about a month from now. Moving over to the other side, this month's specials. I always like to offer some new things each month. I have a reading special, which is discounted. This is discounted this month, and it's going to be just the normal 20% off that I give when I'm discounting a reading. It's achieving financial freedom and happiness in the future. So, I'm realizing right now that, or at least my guides tell me, that we're pulling out of this COVID thing, thank God. And that people are getting themselves back to work, getting their financial life back in order. A lot of people are changing jobs. A lot of people are looking at what they used to do and saying, I really got into something new when we had this shutdown, and I think I'd like to pursue something new. Can I make it financially? So people are coming to me with a lot of these questions already, so I decided that I'm going to be doing a reading special on that. You can find that in my newsletter and also on the front page of my website, and that'll tell you how to sign up for it. I'm also offering $50 off of my tarot course, and again, you can find out how to do that on the website, how to sign up. There is going to be a code, so don't just go and sign up on the tarot class. You need to read through how to do that, or at least contact Lisa and she'll tell you. And in addition to getting the $50 off the tarot course, now this isn't the tarot course VIPs. It's not the tarot course that's on audio in the VIP area. This is the tarot course that is full video and shows you all the spreads of cards, and so it's a fabulous learning tool. Lots and lots and lots of people have been able to take that who haven't been able to learn tarot elsewhere and have been real successful learning it using that program. So since so many people are getting back to work in new ways, I thought this would be a good time to offer that program at a discount. It's a self-study program, so it's totally at your own pace, no pressure. And if you buy it now, not only do you get the $50 off, but you also get some bonus classes that are Q&As with it that are really, really good information. And finally, for people who want to enroll early, you've heard about my Kabbalah Path working. Yes, I am offering it again starting in July, and it's open for early enrollment right now. And if you enroll in that now, it's $100 off of the price of the class. So that's a really good savings. If you are interested in developing your spirituality and growing in every area of your life and making some real lasting changes, the kinds of things that allow you to live a healthier, happier, more in charge, that's the word I'm getting, a more in charge of your own life kind of life, a life where you know exactly what you want, the things that you're planning are working out, you're attracting positive things into your life. You suddenly seem to know how to deal with events that are negative that come up in positive fashions. If you want all those things, it's time to join my Kabbalah Pathworking class because it helps you to get there. It helps you to literally raise your consciousness. And it's easy. It's experiential. There's not a lot of homework or take-home stuff. It's a participate type of class. If that interests you, check it out on my website. Put it on your calendar for the summer. It'll meet Wednesday nights. It's the kind of class, if you miss a session, it won't matter. It's easy to make up. And even if you don't make it up, you can go along with the flow of the class and still miss nothing. So it's an ideal class to run during the summer months when people take vacations. It's open for that early enrollment. Again, you can find it on the front page of my website or on the enrollment page for the Kabbalah as well. Folks, if you haven't done it yet, please check out my open community. Here it is. That open community is just what it says. It's open. It works just like Facebook, only it's totally private. You don't get, you have to sign up on my website. As soon as you sign up for my newsletter, you're going to get an invitation to the open community. Join it, okay? So obviously, anybody who cuts up or tries to troll or anything like that is going to get thrown off by me or Lisa. We monitor it. But other than that, it's an open community, and so you can actually share your private things, and you can do comfortable things. We don't have government or entities or any weird things monitoring it. I'm not saying that you should tell all of your private information, but if you want to share things about your belief system, about how you see things in the world, if you have a problem, if you want to discuss it, you can certainly do that on our open community. That's what it's for. So, folks, you're here on my Psychic Hour. Obviously, you have questions. You can post those questions there, and you may even attract, it wouldn't be me in this case, or Lisa, but you might attract other students who are practicing and would love to practice on you. So if you want to get practiced on, that's another good reason to join the open community. Hey, folks, I want to be practiced on. Here I am. Go and do me some readings. I'm not saying that's the only reason you should join. It's a great place to share your ideas and, again, understand and interact with people of like mind. And I'm so grateful to be able to have that on my website right now and to open it to you folks. Save this date, folks. This is our reunion retreat. It's a definite. I told you that last month. It's going to be from September 30th to October 3rd, which incidentally is Lisa's birthday. So we're going to have a little birthday celebration on the retreat. And it will be at Sanibel Beach Resort on Sanibel Island in Florida. And I have, if you want to grab a piece of paper, you're going to find all this information on my website. It's kind of coming up piecemeal, but you'll get it. I do have a phone number you can call to register. It's 855-366-8171. That's 855-366-8171. Now, that is the hotel's phone number, or you can actually register online at www.sanibelbeachresort.com. Now, when you register, in order to get our group discount, you must say you are a member of the Sandy Anastasi group retreat. Otherwise, you won't be able to get the discount. And you need to give them a group code. That's 5XX_003. So I'm not saying you should register right now, but I do know that you need to register before August 30th, or you won't be able to, because that'll be the cutoff time to be able to get our room discounts. So I'd like to tell you this early because I know a lot of you come from a distance away. You might be driving, you might be planning this around work, you might be flying. So this gives you plenty of time to share it. It's going to be wonderful. And I'll keep telling you more about it as we get closer. And you know, Lisa, she's going to be posting more and more information on it and pictures and everything else. So we will keep you posted. I can't think of a better way for us to all get together, meet with each other, and just have an absolute blast. But you'll find out more about it along the way. VIP people, keep checking out the VIP because I keep putting more new stuff in it. Okay? And those of you who are here who don't belong to my VIP, this is something, if you're interested in learning anything in the field of metaphysics, you might want to join. If you join it for a year, it's $197. If you join it just for 1 month, it's $20. And you're allowed to just go month by month by month and just drop out when you're done. So if there's one thing you want to study, you can still go on, join for that length of time to study that one thing. All the audios in the VIP are fully downloadable. So anything that you go on to study, you can download onto your computer, and you'll have it forever. Even though if you drop out, everything else that you have for the website would go away, but you have it on your computer if you download it. Okay, I am done with my announcements. I had like that. Either I had less or I talked faster. I think I talked faster. Lisa, I'm ready to get started. So let me tell you folks the rules of engagement here. Okay, first off, if you have a question, you'll see that little hand, just raise it. Okay, when Lisa sees your hand raised, she'll know that you have a question to ask. If you're shy and you don't want to ask your question audibly, well, then put it into the chat room. And if Lisa sees a really good question that she thinks pertains to everyone, or if she sees the same question coming up multiple times, she'll read that question off to me as well. So that's a second way of asking a question. Also, some people end up not being able to get their mics to work. You can still ask your question in the chat room. And if Lisa thinks that it is a good question, she'll read it after me. Okay, Lisa's the one that you have to wave your hand at because she's the one who's going to be picking who gets to ask the question. And usually she's going to choose people who have not been here before first, or people who haven't had a question in a few months first. So that kind of is the rule of thumb that she goes by. And I want you folks to know that everybody who stays till the end is going, and who's here obviously online live with me, my way of rewarding you, because you're giving me your time, I'm going to give you my time, in that if you don't get your question answered tonight on this call, anytime between now and tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, you are welcome to email me, either at the email address associated with this site or lisasainc@aol.com. I'll still get it that way. One simple question. And when you mail that question, I need the same information I asked you for here. Okay? So when you get called on or when you mail your question, I would like your name. And for here, just the first name, please. I'd like to know where you're calling from, which is really exciting. you guys don't always identify where you're coming from, but on the last call, we had somebody from Germany, we had a couple of people from Australia, somebody from England, so we do get people from all over the world. And we also have a bunch of people from the United States, which of course makes sense because we're in close time zones here. But it's very exciting to know where you're calling from. So your name, where you're calling from, what you're most grateful for in your life right now, what your sun sign is. Now that's very important because when I talk about your sun sign, I'm going to be able to address issues of everybody on the call, not just you, which is why it's so important for you to pay attention to what I'm saying, even when I'm addressing somebody else's question, because my guides can answer 5 or 6 different people at the same time or more. Okay? A lot of you don't know this, but back when I was working with John Edward on his site that he was putting together, I was doing some work for him that I knew people would be listening to 20, 30 years from now. So my guides were channeling information for people who weren't born yet. Yeah, okay. So I can do this. So if you have a question and you're holding it in your mind, I might be answering a question for somebody else, but your answer comes out. Okay? So make sure that you pay attention. And like I said, make sure you give us your astrology sign. And I think that's it. 5 pieces of, oh, and then I'm going to give you a chance to ask your own direct question as well. Okay? And that's it. 5 bits of information. Lisa, who's our first victim?
All righty. Our first victim for tonight is going to be Stacy. Stacy, can you unmute yourself, please?
Hi, Sandy.
Hi there. How are you this evening?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh, I'm really good. Good. It's a good day. So,
Can you hear me okay?
hear you fine. So where are you calling from?
Okay. I'm from Buffalo, Minnesota.
Oh my, it's still cold up there.
Yeah, yep. Chilly day today.
Yeah, yeah. And what are you most grateful for in your life right now?
I'm always grateful for my husband and my kids, but today I'm especially feeling grateful for the new people I've connected with in your VIP, in your community online that I've been able to work with and explore this program with. I feel very energized, and it's just really, I feel very blessed to be a part of that.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you. And what's your sun sign?
I'm a Libra.
Okay, let's take a look at what's going on for Libra. Folks, Libra is over here in the chart. It's a cardinal sign. And you'll note that even though we have Libra on this is the 12th house cusp, it's 25 degrees. That's here. And there are only 30 degrees in a sign. So most of the sign Libra is here in the 11th house. Now, what did Stacy just say? She's so grateful for all the new friends that she's made, folks. This 11th house is the house of friends and groups that she's just joined and organizations that she's getting involved with. Isn't this lovely? Thank you, Stacy. This is I love when the chart just speaks so truly. And of course, the moon right now is in Libra. Those of you who and what this is where the moon is, like right now as we speak. Physically, it's in the sign Libra. Isn't that nice to know? But for you, it means that right now you're a little on the emotional side. And this doesn't necessarily mean in a negative or a positive way. It's that everything's hitting you emotionally. And that may just be for a couple of days because the moon makes a fast transit. But folks, if you're a cardinal sign, and the cardinal signs are Libra and Cancer and Aries and Capricorn. And so, folks, if you're one of those cardinal signs, today has been an emotional day. As a matter of fact, the last couple of days, the moon spends 2.5 days per sign when it goes through the zodiac, 2.5 days in each sign each month before it goes around again. So I'm not a cardinal sign, but I have a cardinal sign rising. Lisa, my assistant, is a cardinal sign. So a whole lot of you on this call are either Libras, Cancers, Capricorns, or Aries. And guess what? It's been an emotional couple of days for you. The good part is that by the time you wake up tomorrow morning, you're going to be a lot calmer and things won't be hitting you with such emotional impact. Okay? So look at what else has been going on. The moon is in the cardinal signs, but so is Mars. Okay? So Mars is activating that too. So it's real easy, and this is doing it from the eighth house. So yes, there are a lot of concerns about money and finances going on because this house deals with that. So if you're a cardinal sign, this is on your mind. And Chiron, which is the healing planetoid, is in Aries, and that's in the house that deals with love and romance, but it also is your children. So these, love, romance, children of your heart, your inventions, your creations could very much well be on your mind. And look here, Pluto is here in Capricorn, and Pluto is where we feel like we're getting controlled with communication. So you may have been feeling the last couple of days that either you're overwhelmed with those emails or paperwork you have to do, or you may be overwhelmed with trying to figure out how to balance your books, the finances. You may have somebody you're close to that you're really trying to communicate with and, have really important information that it's the time to heal this, and they're taking what you're saying wrong. It's almost like you feel like you're speaking two different languages. So ultimately, that healing will take place. But right now may not be the time to have that discussion externally. It might be best to have that discussion inside of yourself, to do the dwelling on it, the thinking about it, the working on it, and then have the discussion tomorrow or the next day. Okay? Remember, the moon moves fast, and so we are going to have a sense of freedom and friends to talk to and communicate with, both online and off, in a big way, starting tomorrow. Right now, there still is that feeling of almost explosiveness, of being capped and having so much that we want to say, that we want to get out. How am I doing, Stacy?
Very good. Yep. Right on the nose.
And what's your specific question?
Well, I don't know if it's too general, but I really just want to know what my guides want me to know right now. What I should know, if there's anything.
The first thing I want to tell you, which I think is just beautiful, I don't know if you know it, but you are very clairvoyant. Are you aware of that?
Not really. No.
Everybody always says to me, what is my best psychic ability? And of course, for most people, it's empathy, because most human beings pick up other people's emotions so easily. But you are exceedingly gifted in addition with clairvoyance, and you have a very powerful ability to visualize, which you may not have uncovered yet. As soon as you began asking the question, what do my guides want me to say? And I kind of went up and started to make a connection to your guides. And I immediately started to get all these wonderful pictures. I was like, oh my God, your guides communicate with you in pictures. It's not real common. Okay. Usually they use feelings, because most people are more sensitive to that. They'll communicate with you in ways that you are able to receive. So you're a great visualizer. Maybe you're artistic. Yeah. So I think that's wonderful. What they're telling me is that you have just recently gone through a lot of heartache. It's been a learning experience. That learning experience isn't quite done yet. You're a little bit frustrated because I'm assuming you have children. Your mothering, your nurturing is very, very important to you. And you've been questioning your ability to be a good mother because of a lot of things that have happened recently. Your guides are saying that all this is fine. Even those questions are fine, because it's going to make you a better mother still. Not that you're bad, but you're going to get better. And then they show me, and this is the thing I really love, they actually, I don't know if you're studying the tarot in the VIP yet, but
Yeah.
okay, because they showed me a tarot card, and it wasn't mine, it was yours. And the tarot card they showed me was the one that's what is the eight of cups. the guy who's walking off into the mountains, and there are all the cups along the path, and he's looking for something more. He knows that there's more to life than meets the eye. He knows there's a whole journey ahead of him that he's just beginning. Not that things where he was were bad. It's just that he now wants more, and that's you. Okay? That's you.
Yeah.
So when they gave me that tarot card that wasn't mine, I said, "Oh my, isn't this wonderful?" So guess what? I think you're also on the right path. So your guides just gave you a whole lot of information very quickly there in just that couple of little pictures that they sent. Isn't that wonderful?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Hmm.
you're on the right path. Thank you so very much.
Amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And Lisa, who's next?
Second victim for tonight is going to be Gloria. Gloria, you're unmuted.
Thank you. Hi, Sandy.
Hi there, Gloria.
I have all your books and I've been reading them, and I learned about you through John Edwards, who's amazingly gifted, and so I'm so glad, to be here.
And we're glad to have you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, so
And
tell me,
where are you calling?
New York City.
And what's your
I'm
sign?
right. My sign is Taurus.
Okay. And what are you most grateful for right now?
Let's see. I'm really grateful for the support I've had. I've lost a lot of loved ones, so it's mostly professional people that have been around supporting me. Like people along the way in the hospitals, the nurses and doctors, and other professional people who have kind of helped me through this kind of long journey
Yeah.
that I've been on. So, yeah.
So let's look at what's going on for Taurus. And this, folks, listen, because if you're a fixed sign, that would be Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, or Leo. What I'm about to say is going to be pertinent to you as well. First off, look at this. This is the 6th house in astrology, and you just got done saying that what you're most grateful for is all the help you've gotten from the professionals in the health field who helped you as you went through all this difficulty. Well, this house, I love astrology. This house in astrology is the house of health, would you believe? It's also the house of your everyday life and pets. So, your everyday life, if you are a fixed sign, again, that's Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, or Aquarius, your everyday life has been thrown completely up in the air. You can't count on anything. And that's because, see this little guy here, the thing that looks like he's holding a pitchfork with a drip hanging on the bottom? This is called Uranus. That's Uranus. And Uranus is only 4 degrees, look at that, 10 and 6 away from the sun. The sun is in Taurus right now, so this is your month. Happy birthday. All of you Taurians, happy birthday. And
Thank you.
with this Uranus being so close to the sun, Uranus is the planet of unexpected things. Now, among the unexpected things it throws your way are, because it's in the health house, are health issues. It can also, though, wreck your day. You could have, 15 minutes planned to stop for a loaf of bread, and you end up tied up in traffic for an hour because you made that turn. Okay? Uranus just totally throws your life into disarray. It plays with time. Okay? So this planet here, it's going to be in your sun sign. All you fixed people, again, that's Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius. It's going to be in your sun sign for another 6 years. Okay?
Oh,
And you guys don't really do well with these left curves that Uranus throws at you. You like life to be well planned and organized and happen in order, the way you order it. Okay? You're all a little bit control freakish, and guess what? When Uranus comes through your sun sign, all those tendencies that used to bring you lots of success are now in your way, because what you need to learn is flexibility, so that when you make that turn and you're in that hour of traffic, well, you can listen to a webinar on the radio. You can make good use of the time, or you are able to make another turn and maybe take a different route to work and forget the bread. The thing is that the key, one of your big keys here is flexibility. And what you would have found when you were going through all these medical problems as well, and still are, okay, you would have found that not only is flexibility important, okay, maybe this doctor can't do that procedure, but that one can. Well, I don't know who he is. Well, yeah, he knows the procedure. Let's use him. Okay. So you are learning flexibility. It's not coming easily, but you're learning it. And the other interesting thing, once you get used to the energy of Uranus, it brings fabulous opportunities. So it will also bring the up, you'll have something going on with your knee, and there you are sitting on the bus, and the person next to you just had knee surgery that came out absolutely wonderful and hands you the card of the doctor. Okay, so
Yeah.
you put the thought out of what you need, and that's the key here. Put the thought out of what you need, and as soon as that thought goes out, because Uranus fills brainwaves, okay, and as soon as you put that thought out to what you need, Uranus is going to start bringing you those opportunities to fulfill those desires. So once you learn to work with the energy, it's very positive, it's very helpful. So I hope that's helpful to you going forward. Um, these two planets, Venus and Mercury here, that talks about friends and female family members and siblings, having all of you, not just you, but everybody having had a rough time. In some ways, and that's for all you fixed signs, the Taurians, it's the Scorpios, the Leos, the Aquarians. It's like your whole family, blood family, friends, family, everybody around you has been going through a rough time, and you may be feeling a little bit like you're frustrated because you can't fulfill your needs the way you normally would. You've got so much on your own plate, you just can't be there for everyone. How am I doing?
Oh, yes, this is very true. This happens to me a lot, the synergy where something's happening with my knee and there's somebody on the bus who strikes up a conversation with me. That's funny how you said that, so I can work on that. And I feel like I have so much stuff going on, and I'm a therapist, and it's really demanding. And I'm seeing more and more clients, which is great, and doing it by Zoom now. I just feel like I want to work on myself and get myself together. I've gained so much weight. It's 60 pounds, and just been in for so long.
Okay, here, two things about this, okay? I'm going to counsel the therapist, folks. Yay, me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Just stop holding yourself accountable for all that stuff, okay? Life has been happening to everybody, okay? And most of us have gone through our gaining weight, and then for the first time in my life, I actually had to work with a doctor to take some weight off. I just got losing 55 pounds. I did the HCG diet. And I highly recommend it, but only with a doctor, okay? So I don't know how old you are, but I have learned that sometimes you've got to give up the control and ask for help. And people who are therapists and doctors and coaches and psychics are so used to helping other people that we forget that we have to have help sometimes too, don't we? So
yes.
keep finding fault with yourself, and if something is beyond you in this moment, it doesn't mean you're a failure. It means it's time to ask for help in that area. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with doing that. As a matter of fact, you'll be able to accomplish 3 times the work once you get past that tendency to always do everything yourself, number one. Number two, think that just because you have the capacity to fulfill somebody's need or desire, you also have the necessity to do it. Do I need to say that?
Oh, you're saying, yeah, we're not responsible for it to do it.
Exactly.
It's their work that they have to do. Yeah. And it can be very overwhelming.
Sometimes you're just not the best person. And that doesn't, I'm not saying that you're not good enough to do it, but for example, you'll hear me saying this on the call all the time. I'll have somebody in one of my classes say, I lost such and such, or I'm looking for this, or, well, heck, I could sit there and work with my pendulum and talk to my guides and get some hints, but why should I do that when I can just say, hey, Lisa, where is it? And bam, she's got the answer. Okay. So
Yeah.
you get my point? So take the things that you, and folks, all of you fixed signs, please listen to this. Take the things that, number one, you really enjoy, and number two, you're really good at, and put them at the top of your list. If somebody comes in and these are the things that they require, well, those are the things you'll fulfill every time. But if number one, it's not something you like, and number two, it's going to take you so long to do that it's going to cut into some of those other things that are really important, find somebody else who's good at it to do it for you. That's really, that's probably your primary message in this reading tonight. Okay, that you're allowed to share the burden.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Was that your specific question?
Yeah, and doing other things that I'd really like to be doing, creative things, writing. I had started writing some stories and books and things, and I put them aside, and just relaxing things too, like maybe art, maybe drawing portraits, and this I've started this psychic development during this COVID. Really, I've always felt like I've had experiences all my life, and my mom was so realist. She really felt you had to have your feet planted and build a real world identity. But it gives me so much life, though, and I feel it's part of me. And there are so many.
Do you want to know why you like John Edwards' work so much?
Yeah.
Because he is always rooted, he's always grounded, he's always practical. No matter what he gets, he always brings it back to real life, doesn't he? That's why you like it.
And he's a young man. I'm going to be 65. Of course, I look like I'm 20, but anyway, yeah, he's a young man, and I just had a feeling about someone being born after me who is he's just so gifted. But do you work on that? And can I work on it? And
we all start out somewhere. We all
it seems like when I have readings and sit with other people, they've put me in touch with like I've been sitting with mediums like through some Zoom groups. So many people are out there, and my family came through. But then after that, I almost felt like, yeah, the floor opened up, and I just felt contact and touch with these gifts. I really believe it.
well,
like never before.
The thing is that you can be totally grounded in this world, and you can do your job and be good at it, and you can handle your family, all those things that come up at home, and you can be good at that too, and you can still utilize your psychic abilities and your psychic skills and use them in a way that enhances everything else that you do. The most important reason that people should learn to develop their psychic abilities, not just mediumship, but your empathy and your telepathy skills, all the skills, your ability to feel energy, to see auras. The reason you should be developing all of these things isn't because you want to run away from life, but because you want to make life better.
I laughed when I was reading in your book. You commented like things about finding a parking space. Your gift brought you to that, because I know I felt that way too. Even like picking a melon, like I'm getting guidance on what to pick and where to go, and a space will be there.
Yep.
It's just uncanny.
Yeah.
When those things happen.
So
yeah.
All the things that she's talking about, folks, are happening for all of you, especially if you're a fixed sign, because Uranus rules electromagnetic energy. So it rules literally the energy of the psychic world around us. So everybody who's a fixed sign is becoming very energetically sensitive. And that could be feeling auras, it could be working with a pendulum, it could be reading thoughts, it could even be recognizing the presence energetically of someone on the other side standing next to you. Okay? So yes, if you're a fixed sign, you feel like you've been getting a jump start recently, this is where it's coming from. Pretty cool. Thank you very, very much. You've raised a whole lot of good, solid comments and questions that I think everybody on the call tonight is going to take home with them and give some deep thought to. Thank you.
Okay, great.
And Lisa, who's next on our call?
All right, number 3 for tonight. is going to be Maria P. And you're self-muted. Can you unmute, Maria?
Hello,
Hello, Maria.
how are you, Sandy?
I'm great. And how are you this evening?
Very good. So happy to be part of your webinar. Fabulous.
And what's your sun sign?
Capricorn.
Okay, and here you are over here in this whole second house. Most of it is Capricorn, and it goes right up to include this little Pluto here in the third house. All this is Capricorn tonight. And where are you calling from?
Queens, New York.
This is a New York energy here this evening, isn't it?
I think so.
Maybe that's why the air is crackling. You guys
Maybe.
you guys are all ready to. When you launch, oh my God, it's the world is going to crack open and shake because there's just so much energy up there getting ready to explode into who knows what. But I don't see this as a negative in terms of the physical. I'm seeing this in terms of a spiritual explosion, and that this amazing stuff is getting ready to happen. And let's take a look for a moment at what's going on for Capricorn. We're getting a nice blending of the signs this evening. Capricorn is a cardinal sign again. So we're back to the first caller who was a Libra. Now we're back to dealing with those cardinal signs again. So all the things that I said to her apply to you. But because Capricorn's in this second house, this is your natural talents and your earning ability. And what I'm going to say is you're probably taking a look at life right now and obviously looking at your finances, looking at where money is coming in and maybe where it's not coming in that it used to come in. And you're looking at things and saying, I'm wondering if maybe I should shake things up a little bit, make some changes, do something that's going to be for me that I really enjoy more, that maybe I found out that I can make some money with. Right now would be, if you're thinking about starting your own business or a sideline, right now would be a really great time to do it. Okay. And
Wow.
that holds true for all of the cardinal signs, but especially you folks who are Capricorn. How am I doing?
You're doing great. Absolutely. Very much on point.
And what's your specific question?
My question to you is that my mother passed away in 2011, and her birthday is this Tuesday on the 27th. Her name is Rosalie, and she's a Taurus. And she loved all of this stuff, introduced me to tarot and astrology and all that good stuff. And I'd just like to know if she could possibly come through and speak to you about anything.
There's a lady here, but it's not your mother. Who was the one who was definitely chubby and short, diminutive, very white hair? She what can I say? And she wore a lot of white too. Who is she?
Close to my mother. It's close to my mother.
Really? Because this gal, maybe, did your mother, this is going to sound mean, did she like being old? I mean,
No,
that wasn't her then. No, that wasn't. So maybe this is her mother. I don't have the feeling of it being your mother. I have it's a mother figure, but I don't believe it's your
okay.
mother. Okay. It would be more like, I feel like it's a grandmother, but.
Could be.
And you would say, okay, well, maybe it's my mother's mother. But it would feel more like your father's mother. Did she look like that?
Yes.
Okay, that's who it is. And very, very, I can't tell the color of the eyes because I keep wanting to see my grandmother's eyes, which were blue. What I can tell you, though, is that those eyes are piercing. She's got brilliant eyes. It's like you can't miss this lady's eyes. But she definitely has this chubbiness to her. If she was a man, you'd swear she was Santa Claus. Okay? That kind
Close enough.
Yeah, that kind of energy.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, she's one of your guides because I don't connect with the random dead person. Okay, not unless I'm doing a messages session, which I am going to be doing at our retreat coming up this coming fall. So if you want to see Sandy do a messages session, you can join me in the retreat. But normally I don't do that work. I connect with your guides because I want to get information on your life and where it's going. Okay, which is what your guides have. So that grandmother on your father's side is a guide. Now, she's telling me about your mother. Okay? So you're asking questions about your mother. I'm getting your grandmother who's telling me about your mother. She says that your mom is, she's fine, but she wasn't, I'm sorry about going into this, but she wasn't happy with the medical treatment she had received at the end. She didn't like the doctors. Okay. She feels that they didn't handle her situation properly. She's sorry that, I don't know if it was you or you and your sister got stuck with this deal. That was the way she puts it. But then she goes, that's over and done now. Okay. So she's
Wow.
gone. Okay. She's concerned that, is your sister younger than you?
It's a brother, and yes, 3 years.
Okay, yeah, it's your brother, but he feels. Don't tell him this. He feels girlish, not in a gay way, girlish in a sensitivity way. Okay.
Absolutely correct. He's a Pisces.
Oh, that makes sense. And
Yep.
she's worried about him. She never worries
Yep.
about him, but she's worried about him because he seems to not be able to let go of her having passed. Okay.
Yep.
And
Good.
she's trying to remove herself, and he keeps hanging on. And I
Wow.
want you to know that there's absolutely nothing you can do about that. So please stay out of it. But she'll come to you, and she probably
Yeah,
because you and she
she
always
does.
you always had that good relationship, and she still talks to you. She doesn't
Yep.
want to talk to you about your brother. She doesn't want to be involved with anything with your brother because she wants. Please don't take this wrong. She wants to cut him off so that he can grow, not because she doesn't love him, but because he has to be able to let go and move on. Okay?
Yep.
Well, she's a real.
Yep.
Your mom was very bright, and not just bright in a brain way, but bright in a way that she had tremendous insight into her children and into people in general. Okay. And by the way,
Yeah.
your grandmother says you also have that. Okay. So we had a who was a therapist, and I don't know if you're a therapist, but you certainly could move in that direction because you have that same natural insight and understanding of people, and also that love of helping them.
Thank you so much. That's so wonderful to hear. I appreciate that.
That's what your grandmother says.
That's terrific. Terrific.
And she's a great lady to have. So I'm happy that she's a guide for you because she's special, very special gal. Your
That's amazing.
mother is not your guide because she's got other things to do, but she'll always be there to talk to you. You guys were friends here, and you'll be friends there.
Right? Right. So true.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Well,
Thank you so much.
thank you for sharing your family with us. That was really cool. And Lisa, who's our next person?
All righty, victim number 4 is going to be David. David, can you unmute?
Hey, Sandy, how are you?
I'm good, David. How are you?
I'm doing well, doing well. I'm interested in knowing about when the timing of starting a business. So that's my question.
Now?
Now, okay, that's good.
It's been. It's like, why haven't you?
Yes,
Anyway,
yes.
Apparently we're still into guides. Is your dad passed?
Yes, he has.
Because
Uh-huh.
he is your guide. I don't know if you consider that good or bad, but he's like, you can make this happen. You can make it successful. Why are you wasting time? That's your dad.
Got it. Okay. All right. Makes sense.
And what's your sun sign?
Cancer?
Okay. I love it. The United States is a cancer country. And one of the reasons the United States has always had so many small businesses that flourish, and small business is so important. It's literally the backbone of the United States because cancer rules small business. Don't you love that?
Oh, wow. That's cool.
And up here, this is where Cancer is in the chart. Most of it is in the 8th house, which is about money. A little of it's in the 9th house. I think one of the things that's been slowing you down about starting the business is you're not sure where to start it. Why not start it online and then you can take it anywhere, But
Yes.
So you've been looking for the financial backing. And, what I'm going to suggest, you have a your dad is saying you already have a very good background in business, and he has a little bit of an ego. He got that from me.
Yeah. True, true.
I love it. So the thing is that since you do have that knowledge of business, it's a no-brainer, but it feels like you're letting the finances hold you back. And if you really sit down and do a spreadsheet on it, those finances are there. You just have to move things around and be a little bit creative. And money that used to be going out here needs to go there, and you'll be able to make that happen. You just have to really know that now's the time and do it.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
Good luck to you. Enjoy.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Good to see you.
Thank you. And who's next, Lisa?
Alrighty. Let's see. The next person is going to be Tanya. Tanya, can you unmute yourself?
Hi, Sandy.
Hey, Tanya.
Well, thank you so much. My name is Tanya. I'm from Newman Lake, Washington, and I'm grateful for my best friends. They are always a good part of life, I think. And I'm a Scorpio.
Okay. That's what I was waiting for. I'm a Scorpio, and look at this. This is kind of interesting. Most of Scorpio right now is hidden. This is the house where things are hidden, the 12th house, in the house of the subconscious mind. Only 10 degrees of it. Remember, each sign has 30 degrees, and there's a 20 on the ascendant. So there's only this much in that first house. So Tanya, for whatever reason, tonight at any rate, maybe recently, you've been hiding yourself. You're doing that Scorpio thing. Throw it over your head, Um, and it might be, I'm laughing to myself because I'm married to a Scorpio. And the reason he's been throwing the cloak over his head recently is me. Because after all, I'm the one with the Cancer rising, and I've had all that emotional stuff going on. And so he's been hiding from it. Have you been hiding from somebody who's over emotional lately? So
yeah, I think I'm hiding from a lot. And I've been taking a class with Karen and Peter and Mary in regards to you, and I just enjoy it so much. And we analyzed the dream and found that in my dream, I'm hiding in my dream quite frequently.
Okay. Thank you for that feedback. I was about to say the 12th house is the house of dreams. Look, physical dreams. And it's the house of where things in your life are hidden, but also where you hide. I just love it. I'm in love with astrology. And when I put these charts up here each time we meet, this is called a horary chart. A horary chart is a chart that I cast for 9 o'clock when we have a psychic hour. And it's a throwaway chart. It's good for this 1 hour. It's effective for every single person who's here. Lord knows how it works, but it works. And then when we're done with the hour, I roll it up and throw it away, and it's done. It's good for your life right now. It's not good for your life in 5 years. It's good for what's going on right now. Whatever question you have right now, this chart's going to answer. So it's one of those neat little things that astrology can do. So right now is a time for you to do exactly what you're doing. You're meditating, you're paying attention to your dreams, you're working on your inner self. But what's interesting is you're doing all the things that our therapist wants to be doing. You're actually doing. So, isn't that interesting? It's like a seesaw, okay? This is a good time for you to do exactly what you're doing. Where she has to be doing her self-development through helping and working with other people. You're getting to do that self-development directly on self, okay? Now, that doesn't mean that there aren't things going on in your life. As a matter of fact, remember, as a fixed sign, you have got Saturn, which means a whole lot of responsibility. You have to be really careful right now what you say to people because everything you say is being taken wrong. You might be considering making a move or expansion in your home, or maybe people are coming and landing in your home and you have to, play hostess. And guess what? you do have a lot of health things going on if you have pets with them. But instead of your reaching out and physically doing it all, you might be doing that, but you're mostly looking inwards and saying, well, why is all this happening and how do I get a handle on it? So because of where your sun sign is located in the chart, the same energies are going on, but you're handling them in a different way. You're not being
Okay.
drawn out, you're being pushed in. You see the difference?
Hmm. Yeah, I can feel the difference. Yeah.
At any rate, so you guys, you all got a little bit of an astrology lesson there. This is one of the reasons I love astrology. It really works with the balance of the energies, and it helps us to understand what's going on in our lives. So what's your specific question?
My question is, what is my future in my current career that I'm in right now?
Oh, that's a good question. Now I'm going to show you something else with astrology, okay?
Okay.
I got to tell you, I don't think you're going to stay in your current career, but you already know that. Um, And I think what you have planned, now I want to contradict myself for a moment. If you stayed in the current career, it could do well, you could be happy, you could make money, but I still don't think you're going to stay with it. Okay?
Okay.
When you do move to something else, it's going to end up being more work, but ultimately more satisfaction, and you'll also make good money at it. So this is not this is a bad choice, this is a good choice. This is a choice, that's all. Okay,
Okay.
now let's take a more specific look. We're going to do something called spinning the wheel. The house of career is the 10th house in astrology. So if this is your first, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ultimately, you're going to be doing something, you're working out of your house. You're
Oh,
going to be doing something that could involve families, could involve real estate, could involve anything that has to do with homes, families, the health field. Okay, Cancer is on the cusp. Most of that house is also Leo, which says that it's going to be something where you're seen out in the world, where people recognize you.
wow. Okay. I am really, I am currently a nurse leader at a large hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And as you can imagine, it's been stressful. My dream is to teach healthy work environment, but also I'm already starting a website on Best Friends Love Travel, which is my best friends and I traveling and moving through the country and teaching and just having fun with it.
Okay, now let me interrupt you there. In this chart, the ninth house, this is the ninth house in the Horary chart, your 10th house, but the ninth house in the chart itself. This is the house of travel, long
Oh,
travel. This is also the house that talks about higher education, not teaching beginners, teaching more people, teaching advanced people things. It fits your dream.
interesting.
Isn't that
Yes,
good
yeah,
feedback for you? Good feedback for you. Okay?
yeah.
And good luck. I think your dream is,
Thank you.
I think that you are going to do both. I think you will probably do more teaching at the hospital. I think that the website, by the way, this is also the internet. The ninth house is the internet, so the website works well. Um, Although you're going to probably find that it doesn't work for you. Like it's hard for you to do. Okay, so and I don't know whether that's because of the technical aspect of it or whether it's because of the time, responsibility to it. So it may be something that you have to line up and assign somebody else to do. But something like teaching online would work very, very well for you. And that would be something that you could do and also combine with things like retreats and travel and things like that. Put that in the back of your mind because this might be evolving into something that's going to evolve into a new career as opposed to your dumping one and moving to something else.
Okay. All
Okay?
right. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Very welcome. Okay, folks, as we complete our psychic hour this evening, I want to remind you that if I didn't get a chance to call on you this evening, you're welcome to send me your one simple question anytime before 9 o'clock tomorrow evening, and that's Eastern time. And make sure, please, that you include your sun sign, your name, okay, and your question, okay, so that I can go as deeply as I need to in order to get that answer to you. I also want to remind you of all these wonderful things that you've been looking at on that are coming up that are on your screen, and that our next psychic hour is going to be on May 23rd. So bring your questions and send me those questions if I didn't call on you this evening. Folks, you are always wonderful. I'm always happy to be here with you. And I want to say thank you for joining me this evening. Good night, everyone. See you next time.